Hi Year 3, welcome to this week's maths lesson. I hope you're all well. Before we get started today, I'd like to share with you some amazing things that made me really proud this week. It's all your maths work, the stuff you've been doing online and also in your home learning books at home. Let me show you. Well done to Tyler, Isabel and Louie for collecting the most coins on TT Rockstars, Izzy, Oliver and Poppy for getting faster, and for Riley, Louie and Holly for their improved accuracy. Fantastic job. And on Maths Shed, well done to John, Alice and Micah in 3C, Samuel, Alfie and Emily in 3P, Izzy, PL, Noah and Holly in 3B, and Jordan, Erin and Ethan in 3H for being the top 3 in their classes. Overall in Year 3, well done John for being third, second went to Noah in 3B, and first place, a huge well done to Isabel, PL. Well done everyone. And now, let's have a look at some of the brilliant examples of work that we've been sent to the Year 3 email address. Today's learning objective is to record and compare times, including seconds, minutes and hours, and it follows on from the brilliant work you did telling the time with Miss Hare last week. Now, if we're going to be able to achieve this learning objective, we need to make sure we understand what seconds, minutes and hours are. So I've got a little starter activity for you to have a go at. Here you go. I've missed out some numbers from these sentences. Now the top 3, how many seconds in a minute, how many minutes in an hour, and how many hours in a day, well, they'll help us with today's learning objective. These bottom ones won't necessarily be linked to today's lesson, but they're really useful facts to know when you learn about the time. I'm going to put this on the full screen now so you can see it clearly. You can pause the video and see if you might already know some. You might need to go and ask a grown-up, search online, look in a textbook, and see if you can complete the sentences with the right number. Good luck. Press play again when you've completed it and we'll look at some answers together. How did you get on? Are you ready for some answers? Let's have a look together. How many seconds are there in a minute? Just 1 minute? That's right, it's 60 seconds in 1 minute. So, how many minutes in an hour? That's 60 as well. 60 minutes makes 1 hour. How many hours in a day? 24 hours in a day. How many days in a year? A normal year. We'll come on to the other one in a few minutes. That's right, 365 days in a whole year. How many months are in a year? That's right, it's 12. Can you name them all in order? Now, how many days in a leap year? Well, if there are 365 days in a normal year, then a leap year has one more because the Earth actually takes 365 days and 1/4 to orbit the Sun. So every 4 years, 4 quarters makes another whole day. So a leap year is 366 days. The extra day gets added into February, which gives it 29 days instead of the normal 28. And finally, well, we just spoke about this, leap years happen every 4 years. We have a leap year. How did you get on? Don't worry if you didn't know them all. I didn't expect you to, but they're important facts to keep in your head. So keep practicing them. Right, on to today's lesson. So how and why do we record times? Well, firstly, the how. Some people would use a stopwatch to count the amount of seconds, minutes or hours it takes to do something. Some people might, on their watch, might have a timer feature, like this one, I'll show you. That's on 0 at the moment. But lots of people these days use a tablet or a mobile phone to time things as well. And you might be able to ask your mum and dad to borrow their phone, or they could maybe help you put on a stopwatch timer on the phone, like that one. And why do we time things? Well, there are lots of reasons why we need to time things. It may be that we're baking a cake and we need to time how long it needs to be in the oven. We need it when at the Olympics doing sports, we need to time how quickly it takes someone to run a certain distance to see who's the winner. But you can time almost anything. From how long it takes to brush your teeth, or how long it might take for a tortoise to walk across the garden. Ready, steady, go. Now, timers on stopwatches and phones and watches can look a little bit different, so you have to make sure you know which numbers are showing you the hours, minutes and seconds. On lots of timers, you'll have 2 zeros, a colon, 2 more zeros, a colon and 2 more zeros. And for today, when we record our times, these are going to be the amount of seconds, these middle ones are going to be the amount of minutes, and these ones are going to be the amount of hours. It's really important to check your timer first, because some posh ones have something called milliseconds on. Let me show you on my watch. On this one, for example, you can see when I press start, can you see those numbers on the right-hand side and how quickly they're moving? We know they're not seconds, because seconds, we are like the way we count, aren't they? 12, 13, 14. So actually, it's 16 seconds. This one's got minutes, seconds and milliseconds. But just count in seconds to work out which is which. And as I said today, we're going to count this one when we record it. These are going to be our seconds. So if it's something that takes you less than 60 seconds, you're not going to need to worry about the others to start with. So something that might take 20 seconds, like washing your hands, or something that might take even less time, like maybe writing your name as quickly as you can. I might have a go at that one. Let's set this back to 0. If we time something, it's really important we put our timer back to 0 each time. You can see that it's on 0 now. And I'm going to press start, do my activity, press stop, and then we'll see how long it took me. Right. Ready, steady, go. I'm going to write my name as quickly as I can. And then as soon as I've finished, I'll press stop. Now, remember on my watch, that 23, that's milliseconds. I don't want that. That's not in my learning objective today. There are the seconds. It took me 10 seconds. So I could record it. It took me, let's do it in red, no hours, no minutes, and 10 seconds to write my name. Now, some things, if you remember at the start, there are 60 seconds in 1 minute. So when it goes past 60 seconds, we start to come into this minute column, because some things do take a lot longer than 60 seconds. So if something goes over 60 seconds, we then need to start using these digits here, the minutes. Something that takes minutes rather than seconds, or hours, that's 60 minutes, remember, would be, for example, you might have a short walk by your house, maybe baking a cake. And for example, if you baked a cake in the oven and it took you about 25 minutes, you could write 0 hours, you'd put 25 minutes, and then your timer would also show you the seconds. So if, for example, it had gone past 25 minutes, 1, 2, 3, and it had also been 33 seconds, for example, those seconds would go there. I'd love to show you, but I haven't got the time or the ingredients to bake us a cake today, I'm afraid. So that would be no hours, 25 minutes, how many seconds? 33 seconds. But if you go past 60 minutes, because remember, 60 minutes is 1 hour, we tip into the hours now, and unfortunately, some things do take longer than 60 minutes. So, what else might take you more than 60 minutes and make you record something with an hour as well? Well, maybe a drive to the beach, or maybe watching one of your favourite films. I've got this Star Wars DVD here, and I know from looking at the back and from watching it how long it takes me. Again, you probably don't want to sit and watch me watch Star Wars for an hour and 56 minutes, so you'll have to take my word for it. But the Star Wars film lasts for 1 hour. So I'm going to put 0, 1 here to show that that is 1 hour. Then it took 56 minutes. It almost went into 2 hours. And 13 seconds before I press pause at the end. So this time shows hours, minutes and seconds. 1 hour, 56 minutes and 13 seconds. Now, we know there are 24 hours in a day. Some things might take even longer than that. So here are your tasks for today. I want you to have some fun timing yourselves doing a real range of different activities. I'll have a go first, and I've chosen to see how long it takes me to read some really interesting information about the Stone, Bronze and Iron Ages. What you'll need to do is create a table with your activities, an estimate, that's a really sensible guess using what you already know, and then somewhere to record your actual time as well when you use your stopwatch. So my activity is to read page 14 to 15 of Stone, Bronze and Iron Ages, this book, because I thought you might like to find out a bit about discovery and invention while we time something together. So I'm going to have an estimation about how long do I think this will take me? Well, let's have a think. I don't think it's going to take me an hour. Definitely not going to take me more than 60 minutes. But I think it will take me more than 60 seconds. In fact, I think it might take me 2 minutes, maybe half a minute, which is 30 seconds. So my estimate is going to be no hours. I don't think it's going to take me an hour. I think it might take me 2 minutes, and I'm going to guess that as well as the 2 minutes, I think it will take me 2 minutes and 18 seconds. So once you've made an estimation, and remember, it doesn't have to be right, it's just an estimation, you'll need to get your stopwatch, make sure you know which is minutes and seconds. I remember on mine that actually the first zeros, well, the ones on the right are milliseconds, so I'm looking at the first two on the left. And when you're ready to do your activity, press start, see how long it takes you. Here we go. Discovery and invention. From the time people first settled in Britain, they invented things to help them survive in the harsh prehistoric landscape. As humans moved around, both within and beyond Britain, ideas and inventions spread. Over thousands of years, these were developed and improved to make life easier. Here's a picture here. In the later Stone Age, people invented a tool called a fire drill or bow drill to start fires. There it is. Controlling fire. The first people on Earth did not know how to make fire. They found branches that had been struck by lightning and used them to start a larger fire. And they kept burning that for as long as they could. Eventually, Neanderthals discovered that they could start a fire themselves by striking together a piece of flint and a rock that contained iron. This created sparks that could catch on dry wood or leaves to build into a blaze. Now we're going to read about making clothes. By discovering when head lice first evolved into clothing lice, scientists have proved that humans first wore clothes around 170,000 years ago. At this time, Europe was on the brink of an ice age, and as weather became colder, humans began wrapping up in animal skins. By the Bronze Age, people had learned how to weave threads into cloth to make clothes. There's a picture with a caption. By the Iron Age, clothes were similar to the way they were today. Women made the cloth using a weaving device called a loom. Transport. The earliest wheel that archaeologists have found in Britain dates from the Bronze Age, about 3,000 years ago. The idea of the wheel had probably been around long before this. However, it was only when people worked out how to attach a platform to a set of wheels using axles that it became a really useful invention. As people learned to tame horses, horse-drawn vehicles became an important way for traders and other travellers to get around. By the Iron Age, horse-drawn chariots were an important part of the battles fought between the warring Celtic tribes. And that's the end. Let's press stop on the timer. And let's have a look. Let's see if you can help me. So I've pressed stop on the timer. I know this one on the right, that's milliseconds. I'm not worried about that today. That's not in my learning objective. But I can see that it took, this is the minutes for me, 2 minutes and 10 seconds. 2 minutes and 10 seconds to read that page, or 2 pages. Let's record that in my actual one. So what would come first? Well, it didn't take me an hour, so I'll put a 0 where my hours are going to go. How many minutes did it take me? 2 minutes was the actual time, and it didn't take me 2 minutes and 18 seconds. It was quite a good estimation, but again, it doesn't matter if that's right or not. It was 10 seconds. Hopefully, as you go along, your estimations will get closer, because although it doesn't matter if they're correct, it's great if they start getting closer as you start to develop your understanding of how to time things. Now it's your turn. So I want you to draw a table like this. Think of some really fun activities, a real mix, maybe to read them and write your name, go out and get active, go and get sporty, and make an estimation, and then record the actual time. And then here are your chili challenges. For the 1 chili, can you write down which activity took the shortest amount of time and which one took you the longest? For the 2 chili challenge, can you order all your activities from the one that took you the shortest time all the way through to the one that took you the longest time? And finally, for 3 chili, look at the activities that took you the shortest and the longest time. And can you work out the difference between them in hours, if necessary, minutes and seconds? How much difference was there between them? Well done for your hard work today. I'm looking forward to seeing some of your tables and some of the fun activities you do. Don't forget to email them to us, and I look forward to speaking to you again soon. Take care. Bye.